Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel. And we are here with the brilliant Heather, Heather from Shallowpoint. Welcome, Heather.
Thank you.
Um, could you introduce yourself and what you do within the band Shallowpoint?
Yeah, I have played bass since I was 16 years old, and I I do a little bit of backup singing some in the band, and I'm getting better at that. It's always been really hard for me to sing and play bass at the same time. I'm like walking and chewing bubble gum, So, but I've gotten a lot better at it because I've been practicing. Um, And then I'm like the band promoter. I pretty much the face of the band on the internet. Nobody else likes that part of it but me.
Yeah, it's usually the case. It's always down to one person
Yeah,
doing all the promo work.
yeah.
Let's get into some questions. As a kid, what were you listening to?
Oh gosh, I listened to everything then, and I listen to everything now. I really don't have like a specific type of genre, that I like to listen to. Um, I listened to when I was a kid. I probably listened to Michael Jackson, um, Debbie Gibson, Tears for Fears. Um, Honestly, I wasn't really listening to metal, but of course back then, um, metal, like where we lived, we didn't have cable and stuff like that, so we were just subjected to just pure radio. And of course, radio doesn't play a lot of metal,
Yeah,
normally. And so probably my first actual metal band that I fell in love with was Metallica. But yeah, I listen to everything. I don't have any, specific thing. I just like what I like. To me, a good song is a good song. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Who got you into music? Was it a family member, your parents, or was it somebody from school, or what?
it was my mother, of course, and my mom sang in rock bands when I was growing up, and well, they put me in piano lessons. I probably took 10 years to take piano lessons, and I also played saxophone. And when I was like about 16, my mom's band needed a bass player. Somebody quit, and they're like, "Oh, hey, let's get your daughter to do it." And I didn't know how to play bass at all, and
Yeah,
they taught me, and I picked up on it really quick. So that's she's pretty much responsible for me all the way around.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like that's a good mother when you get when your mother gets you into rock, into like like listening to pretty much rock music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who inspired you to become a musician? Was it your mother, or was it somebody else, or
It definitely was my mother, but band was, I would say Metallica. I probably wouldn't be playing bass still to this day if it wasn't for Metallica. They were like one of my really favorite metal bands growing up. And
yeah,
I kind of blame Metallica more than I do my mom.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Metallica is always a good band to bring for like getting people into playing music.
yeah.
So, what were you? What were you in any other bands other than prior to Shallow Point, or were you just like was just going from picking up the bass, going straight into Shallow Point?
Well, no, actually, this is the only band besides my mom's band that I've ever been in. I was with her band, I don't know, a couple of years through high school, and then I think they broke up and went on. And then I met my husband, who is the guitarist and singer in our band, and we kind of started out a cover band, like kind of a lot of people do. And we played covers. We had like a 2-hour cover set, and of course we started just naturally writing our own music, and we just eventually wrote enough songs and named the band, and it's pretty much been this band. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. So, over the last, especially over these last about year, 2 years, what has the band been up to?
Um, well, we've done a lot of stuff. We've played all over the place, live, and we played some really big rock festivals, and we were going along. We've been through several band members too, and that always slows us down, because you have to find somebody else, then they have to learn your music, and then you have to go at it again. And so we we were getting ready to. We had just gotten a new guitar player, Dustin Bolt, and then at that time, George's Octopus was going to play with us, and he's a drummer, and that was right. We had all practiced. We were ready to go. We did that brand new video, that Tell Me video, and that's when COVID hit. So COVID's really slowed us down almost for 2 years. I mean, we're just now, since we got signed with RFL Records, we're getting ready to get it back together. And they're totally responsible for it, because we were just depressed and down in the dumps, and there's nowhere to play, and shows are getting canceled everywhere. And I mean, I think our shows last year got canceled like 3 times. So at that point, I just quit booking shows, because it's like, what's the point? And so we were really down in the dumps, and just, I call us COVID couch potatoes, we weren't doing anything. And then RFL comes along, and so they pretty much saved us. Yeah. They talked us into getting off our butts and getting back out there. They're like, y'all are too good to just not be doing anything, so yeah, here we go again.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've asked on a couple of posts on Facebook, asking people who actually come onto the live shows to if they've got a question to ask it. So one of my subscribers has asked. Wrong one. That's. It says, "What is your favorite? What is your favorite song?" And that's from Sebastian Rothman.
Favorite song? Oh gosh, like that we do, or favorite song of all time?
Both.
Okay. My favorite one that we do is probably Haze. It's just a fun song to play, and I like Fractured a lot too. But as far as other bands, my favorite song, I have so many favorite songs. Like, I could not even begin to pull one out of my clouded brain. I'm a huge Rammstein fan. I love Rammstein. And I like everything they do. Like, there's literally nothing that they do that I don't like. I honestly don't know what my favorite song is. I do not know. I hear, when I'm listening to this stuff, I'll be like, oh, that's my favorite song ever. And then 10 minutes later, something else comes on. I'm like, that's my favorite song ever. I just have so many favorite songs. I honestly can't answer that question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm the same. It all depends on the mood that
Yeah,
I'm in.
yeah,
One minute I could listen to something upbeat, and then the next minute I could listen to something like sort of like downbeat and mellow and that type of thing. It is hard.
yeah.
It is hard. It is hard to choose. It is hard to choose.
It is, and you're right. It absolutely is what kind of mood you're in and the emotion you're feeling. It's, and even a certain song that I like one day may not even be a song I really like tomorrow because it's just not in the mood for it. So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know. Music is
yeah.
awesome that way. I mean, it is.
It is. It is. So yeah, we've got by the looks of it, we've got a good few people in the chat.
Oh, good.
We've got like I said, we've got Sebastian Rothman. We've got Vicky Grandi. We've got Diane Andrews. So yeah, we've got quite a few
Hey,
people in. So yeah, if anybody's got any questions for Heather, by all means ask away. It's so yeah,
say it now
yeah.
or
So
forever hold your peace.
yeah, I think yeah, I think we've already answered this one, Vicky, but I'll ask again for you. As Vicky says, has she been in any other bands other than Shallowpoint?
No.
It's
Well, I mean, other than
no,
my mom's band, and that was years ago, and they were called Nightwing. That was back before, internet and all that. That was back in the MTV days. So that's not anywhere online, unfortunately. She
yeah,
probably has some pictures of that band though. But yeah, I pretty much Shallow Point's been a band at least 15 years, if not longer. Like I said, we kind of started out a cover band, so we weren't as serious then. But once we got our own songs written, we went and recorded. And that's when we got serious about it. Was after we recorded the first album. So
yeah. And Vicky has come up with another question for you. Um, she says, "How many instruments can you play?"
I could play bass guitar. I can actually play drums. I'm not real good at it, but I can play them. I could keep a beat pretty good. And of course, piano, keyboards. I used to play saxophone, but that's been 100 years ago. I probably couldn't play that now. But and I play bass guitar. Now I am no good at all at regular guitar, so that's about it for me. That's
Yeah,
the stuff that I play.
yeah. And Sebastian come up, has said, "Love to see you in South Africa."
Oh, that would be awesome. We would love to come there. That's just a dream. We've not been out of the country, but someone did just actually ask us to play a festival in the UK for next year, but I don't know if it'll happen. But hopefully, at least next year, hopefully, at least COVID will be gone, or at least
Yeah,
under control. It's
yeah.
been bad.
He's hoping. He's hoping.
Yeah.
Right. If anybody's got any more questions, keep them coming. I'm more than happy to ask for you. So yeah. Has Shallow Point been writing new material for for a new EP or a new album, or just putting out some singles?
Yeah, we're always writing. Chuck, especially my husband, he writes all the time, always coming up with stuff. And of course, I said we really got really down the past year, with the COVID stuff, and it was really hard getting motivated because the whole world was just so in an uproar. It's just like you just can concentrate. But we are getting ready to actually dive in hard on writing new music this winter. So I suspect by spring, hopefully, we'll have at least a new EP out by then.
Yeah,
So
yeah, cool, cool. So, and this actually ties in with I was going to ask, with you writing some new material for a new EP. Would you be willing to, as Sebastian said, has asked, would you like to know any final releases? Like sort of, would you be willing to put it on the final?
final what?
Final records.
Oh, you mean like will we have a final record? Like a
Yeah,
last record?
yeah,
Nah, we'll probably always write music. Even if we get too old or whatever, we'll always be doing music because we just love music. I don't think there will
yeah,
be a final until we're
yeah.
gone.
Yeah, I think he says like like CDs, but you want to put it on a tape or vinyl, as in as a like a
I like
like a press.
a record album.
Yeah,
We had a distributor that was doing those at one time, and they sold them all, and we've just not redone that. But that's a good thing to bring up. We should definitely get some more of those. Yeah, because those are really neat. We have one here somewhere that we
yeah,
we got from it, but
yeah, yeah. That would be cool to actually see.
mm-hmm.
See, yeah, Shallowpoint actually on like final records.
Yeah, those things are
As
awesome.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, um, as you I, well, I was going to say, would you, after all your writing and recording and putting EPs out and albums out, would you like sort of like tour like around the US or go like over to like overseas, like such as like over to Europe or down to like to Australia or Japan?
Oh, that would just be amazing. That is in our plans. I hope it happens. It takes a lot to make that happen, and I've never felt like we were really that well known enough to go over there and people actually, show up and see us because they didn't know who we were. But hopefully, with this interview, that a lot more people will know who we are, and eventually, yes, I would love to go out of the country, play anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, like Sebastian actually asked this question for me. Says, what is your website for merch?
Our website is shallowpointofficial.com. And there's some merch on
Yeah,
there. We need to update it. We're getting ready to get some new T-shirts, and also the record company's going to be putting stuff up on theirs too, on their website, which is rfl.com.
yeah, yeah. I was going to ask you what other sites are you on? Are you on Facebook or Twitter or are you on Instagram? Stuff like that.
Yeah, we're on YouTube as Shallowpoint Official. We're on Twitter is Shallowpoint One, I think, because somebody else had the name at the time. And then Instagram, I believe, is Shallow Point Official too. And then we're on Facebook. I think it's just Shallow Point on Facebook.
Yeah, if you want to a link to the Shallowpoint's Facebook page, it's actually in the description. So if you want to go to I think all your links to, especially to your website, it's actually on your Facebook page.
The website, there is an actual website. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's shallowpointofficial.com, and then the Facebook is Shallowpoint, and they can always add me too. It's Heather of Shallowpoint on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah. So I think, right, for my end anyway, this will be my last question. So if you want any questions answered, like I said, feel free to ask them in the chat, and we'll get around to it. So, right, this will be my for my end anyway. My last question is: any advice for people who want to become a musician?
Yeah. First of all, you really have to love it. I mean, you have to love music, and you have to have a lot of patience. Patience from God. I mean, because you have to spend a lot of time learning how to play your instrument, and then when you want to take it further, you have to deal with people, which requires more patience, lots and lots of patience, and just don't give up. That's probably my biggest thing because I think it's easy to give up at some points in your life. You just feel like you've given it your all, and you just can't get back up and do it again. That actually happened to me, but thanks to RFL Records, they got me up and they're like, "You can't, you got to go on." And I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." So, yeah, we're still trucking. So I'd say that's probably the very best thing you can do is not give up.
Yeah, that's probably the best advice: is not giving up on your dreams.
Yeah, you have to stay diligent. You have to keep on and keep on out there. You just can't. Even on social media, it's like um, if you're not constantly in people's face, they forget who you are and forget about your band, and you probably know how social media is as far as, like the band pages and stuff like that. If there's not a lot of people following you, then you just get lost in the news feed. So you have to really keep on it and just keep on it. That's all you can do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to be like there. I wouldn't say all the time, but you got to be like make a presence
Yes,
on
you
social
do.
media.
Yeah. These days, people like people's personality. They like bands interacting with them. They don't. It's not even all about the music anymore. The music helps. And people listen to the music. Some people could care less. About the people that play the music. But a lot of people like to actually talk to people that are in a band. And get to know them and stuff. And I like people, so that part's been really easy for me. I mean, the guys in the band, like my husband, he's a little bit more quiet and reserved. But now you put him on stage and he's like a totally different person. you know. So it's just everybody in a band even has their little things they're good at. And you just use that the way it is.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So, unless anybody's got any more questions, I think that might be about it. I think so.
okay, I really appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. It's been absolutely.
Absolutely. I hope we can make it over there to across the pond maybe next year. We're gonna try.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see Shallow Point over
Yeah.
here and play like do a tour over here.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Hey, you never know. You never know.
yeah, yeah. He's to to the future and to actually get over here and to like
Yeah.
other places around the world.
Yeah. That's just a dream, but I think it'll happen. I always remain optimistic. I don't give up very easily. But I would
Yeah,
like to
yeah,
say, everybody watching, please subscribe our YouTube channel so we can and add me on Facebook if you want. It's Heather Shallowpoint, and like our Facebook page. It's Shallowpoint. That way, I really like talking to people. I like to keep up with people, and anybody that's interested in following us, we would really appreciate it.
yep.
And I thank you for having us.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure, Heather. So, thank you so much for coming on and doing this interview. It's very much appreciated. Very
Yeah,
much appreciated.
thank you.
So, so June, like Heather said, follow Shallowpoint on the social media, uh, whether it be on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Go follow Shallowpoint. They are a great band.
Thanks for watching, everybody.